everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English. I am Shane.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
Bernice.
Yeah.
Are you a liar?
Well, I have to say that sometimes you have to be a liar.
Sometimes you just have to lie.
Yeah.
It's no choice sometimes. So we're looking at a very interesting article.
Okay.
And this article is called White Lies. Harmless or heartless. Now, we know that white lies are just small lies.
Yeah, right.
Or lies that don't really hurt anybody.
Yeah.
We call those white lies. But are they really harmless? Or are you just being heartless?
Oh, okay.
You just have no heart, so you're lying all the time. So there's a subtitle here.
Okay.
Gentle words that come with hidden pain.
Okay.
So gentle words that come with hidden pain. Okay, so it doesn't sound like they're very good.
没错，所以我们今天的这一个健康百科啦哈，我们一样是2天的课程。那我们讲的这个主题呢，就是大家所熟知的善意的谎言。可它这个标题就讲了，你真的觉得善意的谎言是 harmless 吗？是没有什么伤害的吗？还是你觉得它是 heartless？heartless 就是你觉得很残酷无情的。所以呢，就是对你很残忍，你怎么说这样子的话呢？所以他就说了，其实呢，有的时候我们听起来可能是一些温柔的话，但是它其实呢 come with 它伴随着一些隐藏版的一些 pain 的痛哦，一些痛处。
Okay, let's get into day 1.
Okay.
White lies, harmless or heartless. Whether you call it an excuse or a white lie, everyone has said something untrue at some point in their lives. White lies are the little lies we tell others when we want to avoid hurting their feelings or causing offense. The word white is used because many people associate the color with purity and goodness. The main difference between a white lie and a serious lie is the intent. When people tell a white lie, it is usually because they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. It is also often based on something that is partially true. In contrast, a serious lie is one that is meant to mislead another person or has no truth in it. It is intended to benefit the liar rather than the person being lied to. Usually, we use white lies to avoid awkward situations. For example, when we receive a cute but impractical birthday gift like a doll, we might pretend to love it in order not to harm the giver's feelings. In these moments, being completely honest can be difficult because no one wants to deal with the results of telling the harsh truth.
So I asked you if you lie, and I think everyone lies. I lie sometimes too, and I do tell some white lies, especially to my wife.
Yeah. Especially between couples.
Between couples.
You have to do that.
You have to, it doesn't matter what they look like when they ask you, how do I look? You have to say wonderful.
Yes.
It's just, you look great. I love those jeans. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Yes, it makes your body look so fantastic. You even doesn't matter what you're feeling deep down inside.
Yes.
You've got to lie sometimes.
因为每个人都喜欢听好话，不是吗？
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the article.
Okay.
Whether you call it an excuse or a white lie, everyone has said something untrue at some point in their lives. Fact.
Fact.
Fact. Everybody has lied. Everybody.
对。
It's just part of living. You're gonna lie. You know, whether they're small lies, big lies, you know, you're gonna lie at some
对
point.
没错。
Yes.
所以呢，第一句话就直接讲了 whether or， 就是不论是否的意思。无论呢，你把这个东西呢称之为是一种借口，还是你认为呢，它就叫善意的谎言。每一个人呢，都曾经有说过这样的一个东西，这个东西呢，就是 untrue。就是不真实的。
What they mean something untrue just means a lie.
对啦，就是
You know,
说谎嘛。
yeah, you just
没错
you've lied.
对，而且是 at some point， 就是在曾经的某一个时刻里面 ，in their lives， 在我们的这一生之中。
At some points.
对
I think it's been plenty of lies. Plenty. Okay, continuing.
Okay.
White lies are the little lies we tell others when we want to avoid hurting their feelings or causing offense. Please lie to me. If you look at me, I'm asking you right now, everybody in this room, everybody in the world, everybody over there, hey, everybody, if I'm looking fat, I do not want you to come up to me and say, hey, Shane, you know what? You look fat recently. I don't want to hear it. I look tired. I don't look very healthy. I don't want to hear it. You don't look very healthy. I don't want to hear it. No, lie to me.
Okay.
Tell me I look handsome. I want to hear it.
所以各位，请跟 Shane 老师说善意的谎言，不可以说他胖哦，绝对不可以的。
No, it's not okay. In every American, I'll tell you, if you're dealing with Americans, you never call an American fat. I don't care how fat they are, how much you believe they are fat.
Okay.
You don't say, hey, you're fat.
Yeah, no.
You
don't
don't
say that.
ever say it. You just don't say the truth.
千万不能说到这个字，这个 fat 真的是 harmful， 真的是很伤人的一个字啦。
Yes.
对了，所以他接下来就讲了我们所谓的善意的谎言，另外一个称呼的方式，我们就叫它 little lies，
Little
对，就是一个小小谎言嘛。那这个小小谎言呢，就是 we tell others， 记得说谎的说，我们用的是 tell 这样的一个动词。就是通常呢，我们为什么会说这样的一个小谎言呢？就是因为我们不想要伤害到别人 ，avoid 避免，记得 avoid 后面要接 ing， 因为你避免呢要伤到他人的feelings， 我们知道这个 feeling 加了 s 就是表示情感的意思。你不想要伤害到人家的情感啊，你也不想要造成任何的 offense。offense 的意思就是对人家有一点产生不愉快啦，或者是让人家觉得冒犯到别人，不礼貌的那个感觉。就像刚刚说，你说胖不可以。
Yeah, or hurt them. Yeah. If you offend somebody, it's like you hurt them or
Yeah.
you make them feel very negative.
嗯，
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's bad.
对。
Okay, so lie, please. Okay, continuing. The word white is used because many people associate the color with purity and goodness. Yeah, so we know historically the word white has been associated with these things like purity, being good, and stuff like that. So, in other words, we're saying this is a good lie.
对，
A lie that should be told.
没错。
You look beautiful in that dress.
好的，所以呢，为什么我们要用 white 这个字去形容这个 lies 呢？为什么要用白色的谎言的这个白色的字呢？之所以用白色这样的一个字呢，就是因为 因为很多的人呐，他们就会把这个白色会跟什么东西 associate A with B， 就是把 A 跟 B 两个人就会联系在一起的，就是把这样的一个观念就会联系在一起。就是我们把这样的白色呢，就会联想说是，这是一种 purity， 这是一种纯洁跟一种善良的表达方式，所以用到 white。
Right. Yes. Okay, let's take a short break. And
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, let's get back into the article.
Okay.
The main difference between a white lie and a serious lie is the intent. So, your intention or the intent, this has to do with what you mean. What is the meaning behind the lie?
对。
Are you trying to harm somebody? Are you trying to make somebody feel good. That is what your intent is all about. So they distinguish between a white lie on the one hand and a serious lie on the other hand. So we're talking about white lies.
没错，所以这个第一个句子就讲说，这个善意的谎言跟我们讲的比较严重的这样的谎言，到底他们之间的这个差异性在于哪里呢？他说，它其实之间主要的这个区别呢，就是你的 intent。我们知道这个 intent 就是你做事情的一个目的，你有什么目的？你有什么意图？也就像刚才Shane老师解释的，你为什么要说这个谎？你说这个谎，你真正想要最后达成的目的是伤害这个人呢，还是你只是我不想要伤害你的情感，我跟你的感情很好，或我跟你的友谊很好，所以我不想伤害你啊，所以因为这个样子，我只好说了一个 white lie。所以这边就讲说，主要是看在你的这个 intent， 所以这个 intent 记得它就是表示你做一件事情的目的跟你的意图是什么。
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for that
problem.
for that explanation.
Yeah.
Okay. When people tell a white lie, it is usually because they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. That is the reason most of the time we tell a white lie.
对
So somebody, especially thinking about somebody, like if it's someone you're really close to and they're really asking your opinion on the flavor of the food that they cooked. Now, in that situation, you might be able, because you've established trust and you have a certain level of intimacy with this person, they ask you this question. They might really want your true feedback, and you could say, yeah, I think maybe you can add a little bit more salt to this dish and it'll taste a little bit better. But now imagine I'm going to my wife's house and the mother has cooked some food and they say, hey, 怎么样？好吃吗？我说，不好吃。怎么可能？How could you say that?
Get out of my house.
Right? Like, how could you say, no, it doesn't taste good. It needs more soy sauce. You just won't do it. You'll say,
It's okay.
好吃? 好吃? You'll say it. You have to, because in certain situations, you just have to. I stand there. Sometimes you have to tell white lies.
没错啦，所以就像刚才Shane老师举的例子嘛，他去他太太的妈妈家里面，那如果人家问他这个菜煮的好不好，他总不能说it's awful， 太难吃了，这是没有办法吃进去，那他就被赶出这个家了嘛，对不对
Pretty much.
对啊，所以呢，他当然就是没办法，他只好说还不错啦，还很好，还不错啊，蛮好吃的这样子哈。所以当一个人呢，今天他要说这个善意的谎言，基本上就是通常因为我不想伤害你啊，我不想伤害你的情感，我不想伤害你的心啊。因为刚刚老师有讲到一个字，我们两个是很亲密的关系，我跟你，我很在意你，你是我爱的人，或你是我的好朋友，或好伴侣，或者是什么，所以我不想伤害你的心。
Okay. Continuing. It is also often based on something that is partially true. Okay? So it's based on something that is partially true. So it's not fully true, but it's based on something that is partially. So just partially just means at least some of it is true.
对啦，所以他的意思就是说呢，其实你说的这个所谓的善意的谎言呢，它基本上你不想要伤害对方的心，是因为常常呢，它也是基于某一部分其实是对的，虽然它不是全部都是对，它不是100%对，但是有这么些许的一个部分，所以 partially true.
Continuing, in contrast, a serious lie is one that is meant to mislead another person or has no truth in it. So if we say something is meant to, we mean that is what your intention is. You want it to do that thing.
Yeah.
And mislead just means basically to tell somebody something. You lead them in the wrong direction, which just is another way of saying lying to somebody. If you mislead somebody, it means that you were taking them away from the truth.
Yes.
Yeah. So it really depends more on your meaning to mislead somebody. You're trying to kind of like trick them or something like that, right? Yeah.
对，所以呢，他这边用到了一个很对比性的这样的一个用法，他用的是 in contrast。当我们用到 in contrast 这个叫相比较之下，通常就是两个事情之间我们要有一个很明显的差异的时候，我们就用到这样的一个片语。所以他就说了，相对比之下呢，严重的谎言，因为刚才讲的是善意的谎言啊，所以善意的谎言意就是说我不想伤害你，你是我所在意的人，所以我才说了，没有办法，我只好说了这样的一个谎言。可是如果今天你用的是严重的谎言，这个时候呢，你就是 is meant to， 所以刚刚老师有解释 be meant to 就是你故意的，你有意去做的，你有意图的，你有这种 intention 要去做，你的这个 intention 呢，就是要 mislead。我们知道 lead 是引导。miss 就是一个错误，所以就是指呢你要错误的，故意的把人家引导另外那一个人，或者呢 has no truth in it， 里面根本就没有实话，没有真话。
So for example, if you stole the cookie from the cookie jar, and then your mother asks you, did you take that cookie from the cookie jar? And you say, no. It wasn't me. It must have been Bernice.
Okay.
That is a lie.
Mislead.
That is a serious lie,
yes.
because it's really just all about you not wanting to get in trouble. It's not about wanting the other person to feel better or something like that. So it's different than does this chocolate chip cookie taste yummy? Delicious. White lie. White lie, right? But if you're saying, hey, I didn't steal the cookie, and you did steal the cookie, that's a serious lie.
对，所以老师做了一个很好的 example， 就是一个是你说 white lie 是因为你不想要伤害别人，所以人家问你，这个饼干好吃吗？可能不是很好吃，但是你为了不想伤害他，你说还不错啦，蛮好吃的。可是如果人家问你谁偷了这个饼干，你说不是我，因为你不想要 get into trouble，你不想惹麻烦，你说是炫老师偷的，对，那这时候就是Bernice偷的，是，所以这个时候呢就是不好的，这就是一个 black lie。
Black lie. We don't say black lie. Don't listen to her. Don't listen
没有
to
黑
her.
色谎言。
Don't listen to her. Okay, continuing.
Okay.
It is intended to benefit the liar rather than the person being lied to.
Yes.
So when you tell a serious lie, you're just trying to protect yourself. It benefits you.
Yes.
It has no benefit to the person that you're lying to. In fact, usually it harms the other person that you're lying to.
没错，
Yes.
对，所以最后这一个句子就解释得很清楚了。如果你讲的是那种 serious lies， 你说的是这种所谓严重的谎言的话呢，那基本上呢，它的目的就是 is intended to。其实这个 be intended to 就是 be meant to，就它原本的意思呢，你主要的这个意图呢，就是你要benefit 就是对谁来说是有好处的。你对谁来说有好处，就是假设是我在说谎，那就对我有好处的嘛。就是刚才炫老师说，饼干不是他偷的，是我偷，那对炫老师有好处啊，对不对？因为妈妈就不会打他，妈妈就会打我啦。对，所以呢 ，rather than 而不是 the person being lied to， 而不是受骗者，就是被说谎的那一个人，也就是受骗者。
Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
好的。
Okay, so white lies, we're getting a better idea. Well, let's find out why else we tell white lies.
Okay.
Usually we use white lies to avoid awkward situations. So awkward just means 尴尬. Awkward just means something that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, might make the other person feel a little bit uncomfortable. We call that awkward.
没错。
And the noun would be awkwardness. Yeah, you want to avoid awkwardness, so you tell a white lie.
对，老师刚刚加了 ness 在字尾就变成它的名词的意思了。所以 awkward 可能有的时候我们会用 embarrassing 这个字也是 OK 的，就是你觉得很难堪啊，或者很尴尬。刚刚老师讲这个意思。所以通常来说呢，为什么我们会用到这个所谓的善意的谎言？主要就是要避免这样子的一种很尴尬的一些情况。
For example, when we receive a cute but impractical birthday gift like a doll, we might pretend to love it in order not to harm the giver's feelings. So, yeah, I mean, impractical just means practical means something that is quite useful.
Yes.
and makes sense. Impractical is something that's not very useful, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense why you would have that thing. So a birthday gift, like if you gave me a doll, right, and I'm a man in his 20s. How old
Okay.
am I again? Am I somewhere?
Yeah,
in my-
you're 25.
Somewhere in my
Okay.
20s. Yeah,
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you give me a doll, I'm not
Okay.
going to appreciate it very much, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to be a little bit awkward, right? Getting this gift that's not really useful for me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So what would you say to me?
So I would say, wow, that's really special. What a unique gift. Yeah, thank you so much,
对，
Bernice.
好，这个就是 white lies，
Thank
对不对？可是我听起来就是没有伤害到我的 feelings。
But I said it's unique. It's not really a lie. It is a unique gift.
Yeah，是啊。
But I would also say, no, I like it. Thank you.
好
thank，you.
所以这样大家知道怎么说 white lies。好的，所以他就举一个例子啦。他说，如果当我们呢收到了一个很可爱，可是我们觉得不是很实用，所以这个 I am 是一个否定的字首。好，所以就是不是这么样 practical 的一个生日礼物的时候，就是像刚才老师讲的，他20岁，那我如果Bernice老师送一个男人一个洋娃娃，就算是很可爱啦哈。那可是呢，我们可能会 pretend to， 所以轩老师要先假装说
哦
很可爱啊。
粉红色，
对啊。
我最喜欢的颜色。谢谢。
好特别哦，这个洋娃娃不错啊，这样子啊。然后呢，为什么呢？因为他不想要伤害 Bernice 老师我的 feelings。
See, I care about Bernice.
对
That's why I lie. Okay. In these moments, being completely honest can be difficult because no one wants to deal with the results of telling the harsh truth. Now, harsh just means kind of strong in a negative way.
Yeah, negative way.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of like a strong negative feeling is harsh. So you don't really want to tell this kind of strong negative truth to somebody that this is not something that is appropriate, or you just think it's really, a dumb gift. You say, why did you give me this gift? It makes no sense. Why would a 21-year-old man want this gift?
A pink doll.
A pink Care Bear.
OK， 好的。
Although Care Bears are pretty cute.
对啦，也是蛮可爱的啊。
Yeah, if you give me a Care Bear, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't be angry.
好的，所以 in these moments 就是在上面我们刚才讲的这些时刻里面呢，主词叫做 being completely honest， 就是你要完完全全都是一个很坦诚、很诚实，这样子做到这样的事情，可能会有一点困难。为什么？因为没有人想要去面对或去处理这样的一种结果。什么样的结果呢？就是告诉他一些残酷的真相。所以这边老师刚刚讲到这个所谓的 harsh， 就是你的用字遣词很强烈，
Yeah.
你会让对方感觉到啊，你怎么这样子？我好不容易存了钱，买了一个粉红色的 teddy bear 给你，你怎么可以说它很丑呢？这样子你怎么可以说你不喜欢呢？我就会生气。好，所以这个就叫 harsh words。
气不不。
对，气不不的。
Okay, that's all the time we have for day one. But we still haven't really got to, so far it seems harmless, but heartless?
Heartless,
I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe in day two we'll find out why this could be heartless.
Okay.
But you're going to have to wait to day two, so make sure you join us.
Yes.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.